You guys remember how it was like, it's a snow day, I'm bored, I'm gonna start a generational beef. Gen X, come to the front. Well, somebody prove my point. Gen X, come to the front. Can y'all stop swearing like you're the toughest generation that's ever survived anything?
Okay, mostly because we know we're not. Silent Gen, Greatest Gen, generations that fought World War I, World War II, dealt with the Depression. We know we're not the toughest.
Because you're not, at all.
Still tougher than you.
This is the part of Gen X that really, really gets me. Y'all have a selective memory. Do you remember Iraq in the Middle East? Yeah, that was my generation of 18-year-olds that were going over there fighting and dying. Like, I have a friend that lost both his legs in Iraq. And he wants to go back to, like, settle a score. I'm like, maybe sit this one out. What's wrong with you? You're feral. My buddy Big Joe, who is actually... he's on this app. He trained people in combat. He's like quite literally the epitome of a combat vet. But, okay. What's up, Big Joe? Y'all are the equivalent to a pit bull afraid of a doorbell.
All right, number one, none of us are afraid of doorbells. The words ding dong ditch mean nothing to you?
You mean the game that we also played? Let's actually look at what I said in its entirety, because you left a part off there, bud. Y'all are the equivalent to a pit bull afraid of a doorbell. You look tough, you sound tough. Just based off that, some people might be scared of you, but after hearing that doorbell, we know you ain't tough. Why'd you leave that part off?
Oh, we called it something else back then. Don't go putting it in the comments.
We were the tough generation. Why?
Well, we can start with the fact that unlike the generation before us, where mom routinely stayed at home, we were left alone to our own devices. And when y'all came along, most of you anyway, well, then daycare became a lot more prevalent because laws.
We had keys too. We walked home alone too. We stayed home alone too. What? Yeah, and there were laws, but did our parents care? No. Those laws weren't being enforced, which I mentioned later on in the video. You left that part out too, but let's jump back into it because you're not bothered.
We raised ourselves and we raised each other, and some elder millennials can agree that they experienced a little bit of that too, but it was basically all of us.
I love this exception you bring up of older millennials because you never guess what I am. That whole video that you're replying to is from the perspective of an older millennial that went through the same shit you did. Oh, and here's my favorite part you left out.
Why? We drank out of hoses. So did older millennials. We rode around the back of trucks. So did older millennials. We rode bikes without helmets. So did older millennials. We didn't have cell phones. So didn't older millennials for the good portion of that. We also had to ride around the neighborhood on our bikes, looking for the lawn with all the bikes on it to know where all our friends were at. Our phones had cords. So did ours. Like, what are you guys trying to claim here? Adults smoked in the car with us with the windows rolled up. Us too. Where the fuck do you think I got this Texas voice from?
Because you go on to say,
seatbelt laws didn't exist. Car seats didn't exist. And yes, again, older millennials remember riding their bicycles without helmets, but most of y'all collected Pokemon cards, not concussion.
yeah, I have no recollection of riding in a car seat or having to wear a seatbelt when I was little. Hey, we also got concussions. So I was jumping off roofs when I was like 7. Stop.
Now I'm guessing Twinkle Nose is going to say something about the fact that he also drank out of a garden hose.
We drank out of hoses. So did older millennials.
There it is. But you got to understand the reason we drank out of that hose is we weren't allowed in the house.
We also weren't allowed in the house. We had 2 rules. Get your ass home when the streetlights come on. And what was the other one? Don't come home until the streetlights come on. You smell like outside. Because we weren't allowed in the house either. I'm sure he's going to say, yeah, you watched my video and clipped it up. Poorly, by the way, to make your point. What else you got to say?
It's tough living on the streets until the streetlights come on and then we have to go home. Toughest? Nah. Tougher than you? Definitely.
Tougher than me? I just demonstrated we did all the same shit you did, which was the point of my video. And I love how you left off the very last part of that video of mine. Let's see what part you left off. I mean, you left out a lot. Like how you guys sat back while your boomer parents blamed us for fucking everything. with the economy, even though it was you and your boomer parents and the way y'all voted that put us in that position, but whatever. Oh, and don't think it's lost on me that you called me Twinkle Nose, when also in my video, I talked about how you guys try to take credit for the fact that piercings and tattoos are welcome in the workplace now, but it was you, the Gen X hiring managers, that were telling me and my friends, oh, no, the older generation isn't going to like those visible piercings and tattoos. That's the least of it, though. What was the part of the very end of my video that you conveniently left off? Wait, here. You know what? I have the clip.
You guys also swear that you're the generation that can take a joke. You guys swear you're the generation of thick skin. All my duets and stitches are open, so
You reacted like I thought you would, and you didn't stitch or duet my video. You didn't even tag me. My older sister had to send me that video, right? The oldest of my older sisters. Hey, Becca, what's up? I'm surprised my big brother Joe, who's 50, didn't send me that fucking video. But he knows I got jokes, so he's not gonna tread into that pond. No. Thank you for proving my point.